Click, click, boom. What is going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. Guys, we are here for March Madness Day 2. For those of you who are new here, thank you all for your time, your consideration, and what happens right now for the next at least 15 minutes, maybe 30 because I am behind schedule, is a live Q&A section here. All right, you guys get to ask whatever question. It could be 49ers related, personal life related, anything that you guys want to ask, I will answer with 100% honesty to the best of my abilities. All right. So you guys go ahead, load up the chat with your questions. No super chat necessary. We're going to break it all down here live and direct. I want to thank you all for taking your time and hanging out with me. And let's go ahead and get right to it. Jerry is the first one here. Shout out to my man, Jerry. Boom, baby. Boom, baby. Let's get to it. Jerry says, Mike, do you think Greasy being gone will greatly affect Purdy? I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think Greasy's job was to work more during the season with the backup quarterbacks, not the actual starting quarterback. So, no, I don't think that it's going to affect Brock Purdy at all. I think that Brian Greasy prepared the backup quarterbacks in the event of an injury to come in and play well for the 49ers, and he did a phenomenal job at that. I think that's why the Niners were cool with letting him go ahead and walk or take a year off or whatever his case may be. I don't think that is going to affect the starting quarterback much at all, if at all. So let's go ahead and get that out the way. Thank you for that comment. I want to adjust my camera a little bit. I feel like I'm a little too close. Boom. Let's put me in the middle. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with grease, baby. All right. So thank you, Jerry, for that question. He doubles up here. He's back to back, baby. Another bomb. Another bomb for Jerry. He says, Mike, what cigar type and or brands are you into right now? The best cigar I've ever smoked is a Padron. My mother was born in 1964. All right. They have a anniversary version of that 1964 cigar by Padron, and it is hands down the best cigar I have ever smoked. I want to go ahead and preference this. I have smoked $10 cigars. I have smoked $20 cigars. I have smoked $80 cigars. I have smoked $115 cigars, and I have smoked all different types of Cubans. That 1964 cigar was special to me. And I have never had a Padron that is a bad cigar. All right? You go out there and you get any kind of Padron at all, and it is a good smoke. Now, when I had the 1964 cigar for the first time, I was actually live. I was on air. It was during the Arizona game last year at the very end of the season. I was in Arizona. I was with my family. I lit that bad boy up. We did a pregame show. We did a halftime show and all that good stuff. And I was smoking the 1964 cigar. That was the smoothest, best tasting, best aroma, best tasting cigar I had ever had in my entire life. And again, I want to make it clear that I have smoked cigars that have cost over $100 a piece. And those were Padrones, by the way. The cigars that I smoked that were $80 and $100+ were Padrones as well, but that 1964. And maybe it was me being sentimental. Maybe it's because it was the first cigar I had in a long time, but that was the best cigar I had ever had in my entire life. I have one more left. I will save it. I'm not going to tell you guys how much it cost, but that Padron 1964 Anniversary Edition, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. That is going to be a good cigar for the novice cigar smoker, for the first-time cigar smoker. It is smooth, it is delicate, and it's also complicated on the palate. Oh, what a phenomenal cigar. What a phenomenal cigar. You can smoke that at any stage of your cigar journey, and you will have a definitive appreciation for it. Padron 1964 is the best one out there so far, in my opinion. All right. Ice, he's asking a question here. Here we go. We're playing the game. Start, bench, or cut. Running back edition. CMC, Barkley, or Gibbs. Wow, oh wow, this is tough. Now, he starts this off with 100% of them being healthy. What he doesn't say is what team they're playing on. So I'm going to answer this from a 49ers perspective. No, oh, wow. You guys are going to think I'm crazy when I answer this, but fuck it. That's what I'm here for. All right? Assuming everybody is completely healthy and assuming that everybody is playing in this 49ers Kyle Shanahan run system, I'm going to go with CMC as the start. I'm going to bench Gibbs, and I'm going to cut Saquon Barkley. Kyle Shanahan has a special value on running backs who can not only run the ball well, but escape on pass catching routes. And Barkley is at the very end of that portion of it. Barkley is not much of a receiving back. CMC is a number one receiving back in that system. Gibbs will be number two. Gibbs is a very good runner as well. Barkley is the best pure running back in all three of these, but CMC has such a high blend of pass catcher and pure running back that he is number one. Gibbs would be number two. Barkley would be number three. You guys don't agree with me? I would love to hear why. Leave it in the chat if we will continue. Okay. OG Big Mike. This one is from my man Mark. All right, dropping a bomb on that one too. If the rumor about Niners contemplating getting rid of Floyd and Gross Matos, who would you rather they keep, or are you okay with getting rid of them both? I am not okay with getting rid of them both. Which one would I rather them get rid of? I think I have an out. I think I have a different perspective here. I think Gross Matos is a better combination of a run stopper and pass rusher than Floyd is. I really have a lot of hesitancy about Floyd in the run game. I think Gross Matos is a better combination of the two. So I would get rid of Floyd. I would keep Gross Matos if I had to. That's how I would do it. Again, if you guys disagree, that is absolutely okay. But let me know in the chat. Let me know why you feel that way, okay? Jerry is back, and he asked a very direct question. Should we move on from CMC? Not this year. The reports that I'm hearing right now is that CMC is 100% healthy. He's going to be ready to come out and kick ass this season. And if that's the case, he is the best running back for this system. I'm not going to sit here and try to beat around the bush. I'm not going to delay this answer. Absolutely not. We should not move on from CMC if he is indeed healthy and ready to go. All right. Ice says here, how much do you think the Niners front office is involved in the football operations? It's a trick question. I don't really know what you mean by football operations. So I'm going to answer this question with what I think you mean. All right. As far as operations go, play calling, 3%. 3%. But I do think that they look at the system that Kyle wants to run offensively. I think they look at the system that the defense wants to run with Salah. And I think they go out and try to draft the appropriate players for that. I think they go out and try to sign the appropriate players in free agency for that. I think they go out and try to draft the appropriate players for that. So I would give them a 30 to 33% involvement in that. I don't care who your offensive coordinator is, who your defensive coordinator is, who your special teams coordinator is. The fact of the matter is the front office, the guys are the guys bringing in the talent to execute. And that has a heavy, heavy weight on involvement. And so I'm going to give them 33%. Now, once they bring that talent in, it is up to said coordinators to put those guys in the position to win. And so I'm going to give them 33%. All right? All right. Questions. NBN Pineapple. Shout out to my man Pineapple. Let's go, baby. How do you feel about Joey Bosa? He's okay. I think his best years are behind him. I think he knows that. I think the Niners can get some production out of him. I think he would make a phenomenal rotational player for the 49ers. And I said phenomenal rotational player. I don't think he would be a good end, starting and staying end for the Niners. I just don't think he has the legs. I don't think he has the gas in the chamber anymore to be a down in and down out guy. Could he contribute? Yes. Could he make a difference? Absolutely. But is he a 3-down player for the 49ers or for any team that he's going to go to? I don't think so. You got to get him. You got to use him right. So that's my answer there. Mark is back in the building. Play some horns for Mark. Any sports or teams you support outside of 49ers, Ohio State, and your Hornets? Yes, actually. When it comes to baseball, I am a Philadelphia Phillies fan. It's the only Phillies team that I support. Now, with that said, I do have a connection. I do have a plug that offers me box seats to the 76ers games. When my wife and I are longing for a date, some alone time, away from the kids, I do hit my plug up and I ask him for some tickets. We got a couple of games coming up that my wife and I have tickets to. Again, those are box seats. We are in a luxury box with the bar right behind us, with the bathroom right there. We don't have to wait in line. They bring the food to us. And so I do have – now, will I say I support them? Absolutely not. I've never paid for a ticket to go to a 76ers game, but I do go to those games often and when my wife and I need an escape. So 76ers I support by default because of my plug. I have never sat in regular seats at a 76ers game. I will never sit in regular seats for a 76ers game. If it's not box seats, they don't get my support. As far as hockey goes, I am a New Jersey Devils fan. You guys know that I was born and raised in New Jersey while my family's from North Carolina. Shout out to the Hornets, Charlotte, North Carolina Hornets. That's how I became a fan of that team. But my hockey team is the New Jersey Devils. I'm trying to think if there's another team. Oh, I support whatever WNBA team Angel Reese is on. So that's how I'm flowing right now. All right, so I hope I answered that question. If you have any more detailed questions, please let me know. I'll answer to the best of my ability, as always. Observe nature. I'm going to play the bomb for you. Mike, what will you think if Kyle Shanahan once again overuses CMC at the running back again, risking more injury? This is tough because I don't know how you really overuse a running back. If he's healthy and he can get out there and execute a play, it's not overuse, right? Some people have a snap count. Some people say, oh, if he runs X amount of plays this year, it's not overuse. And if he runs X amount plus one, it is overuse. I don't believe that. I think that Christian McCaffrey's physique and his physical training, his preparation for a game, allows him and leads him to be a guy that you can depend on more than the standard running back by committee back. I don't think that CMC is a running back by committee type of back. I think that if the 49ers are going to run the ball 30 times a game, Christian McCaffrey should get 20 of those carries. I sincerely believe that. All right. Now, if Kyle ends up overusing him, right, let's say that the 49ers are up by 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. I don't think Christian McCaffrey should be in there. That's not necessarily overusing him. That's just not being smart with your valuable assets. Let the backups go out there and get some carries. You know, if we're up and we have a game in hand, Christian McCaffrey shouldn't be out there. The game is in hand, and the offense should be able to function without him being there. That's where I would say it's overuse. It's not about the snap count, though. So I hope I answered that question. If he does end up doing that, I would have to have a tough, honest talk with Kyle Shanahan on my show. I would have to go into an overreaction show and blast Kyle Shanahan for risking the health of a special of a generational talent such as Christian McCaffrey. And you guys know I wouldn't bite my tongue. All right? You guys know I'd give Kyle the business if I felt like we had a game in hand and you're still running him out there. I'd give Kyle all the business in the world. Pause or not pause. All right? Mark is in the building. Let's play a purge sound. Come on, baby. More than one, more than one. Give me one more. How different do you think the 49ers look today if they hired McVay instead of Shanahan? I think that there are less questions about guys like Cowling if McVay is the head coach. I think there are less questions about guys like Mason, about guys like Garindo. I think there are less questions about the depth on the team if McVay is the head coach. We know that Kyle Shanahan has this natural hesitancy to run rookies or unproven guys out on the field. McVay is a guy that likes to mix them up. He will go and use the depth to develop and establish his starters. He'll give those guys breathers. How do you feel about that play that you just ran? What do you think? Where Kyle's just like, no, you're my starter. Get your ass out there. Kyle doesn't want to run guys like Brandon Ayuk out in his rookie year. That was a knock on Kyle Shanahan. I think that when the rookie year concluded, a lot of us felt that maybe Brandon Ayuk deserved more reps, more targets. Kyle's never going to be that guy. He's not going to be that guy. Here's an example I can make, and I'm going to take it away from Kyle and McVay. The Giants were kind of forced to use Malik Neighbors this past season in his rookie year. And I don't think that there's a single person who watches NFL football that doesn't think that Malik Neighbors is a bona fide wide receiver one after his rookie season. We would never figure that out here as a San Francisco 49ers fan and watcher. Because Kyle's not going to give a rookie those kind of snaps. You don't believe me? Look at Ricky Pearsall. Right now, there are 49er fans scratching their heads at how good Ricky Pearsall could be and can be and will be because of the last 3 games of the season. We had Ricky Pearsall for the last 12 games of the season. But it was only the last 3 that we said, oh, shit, we may have something. We may have something. If it weren't for Kyle being the guy calling those shots, and that's with an injured Debo, that's with an injured Ayuk, right? If it weren't for Kyle being the guy at the helm, I think we would have had a definitive answer. Week 8, week 9, week 10, we would have seen the potential and said, oh, shit, we might have something here. Kyle's not that guy. And so that's the difference between Shanahan and other coaches, McVay especially. McVay will run a guy out there that's unproven just to see what he has. McVay had us believing that Tutu Atwell was something special, and he still may be. But as a rookie, it was like, oh, shit, we could see the potential. This guy does this really well. It takes us a little bit longer as 49er fans to realize that because of Kyle Shanahan. All right? I hope that answered that question. My man, DJ Malone. He asked the same question. I answered that question. I don't think we look drastically different. I think we just know more about the backups. On offense and defense, by the way. On offense and defense. All right, I answered it based off of the offense last time, but I think defensively as well. McVay wouldn't hesitate to put a guy like Mustafa out on the field. Let's see what he's got. Ronaldo Green wouldn't have hesitated. It wouldn't have been only injuries. It would have been this guy flashed in camp, this guy is flashing in practice. Let's put him out there in a couple of real game situations just to see what he's got. McVay is not afraid to put those young guys in. And I'm not saying that Kyle's afraid. I think Kyle just wants to know what he's dealing with. I think Kyle looks at player X and says, I know you're not good at D, E, and F, but I know you are good against A, B, and C, and they'll put those guys in those positions. And that's not a bad way to look at things. It's not a bad way to look at things at all. But I don't think that you know if the guys can handle D, E, and F unless you put them out there to see how they adjust. Kyle likes to control the chaos. McVay wants to see how you thrive in the chaos. So that's the biggest difference. DJ Malone's back on the charts and he says, "What's good, Mike? Everything is good in the hood, baby. Just the food questions? Absolutely. I hope you got one here for me. All right, come on. I need your food questions. All right." He says, "Do you think we should sign Joey Bosa?" I think it's going to depend on whether or not the Niners get Myles Garrett. If we get Myles Garrett, we don't need to sign Joey Bosa. I'd rather some younger guys come in that we could maybe sign for a 2 or 3 year deal. If we don't get Myles Garrett, you bring in Joey Bosa. You still bring in those younger guys, and know that Joey Bosa is a 1 to 2 years top stopgap. I think if we can get Myles Garrett, we got him for 4 or 5 years. I think you let him finish out his career here in Santa Clara. I hope I answered that question for you. He said, "Would it be wise to use him only on third downs?" No, it would not be, because first down is a passing down. And depending on how first down goes, second down is a passing down. So I think that Joey Bosa would be a situational player. I would never, ever sit back and say he's only a third down back. I wouldn't do it. And then he says, "Where's the New Jersey Devils jersey you previously said you'd order?" I have not placed my jersey order. So I have a connect that works in the Nike factory, and I have a big order pending from 2 years ago. And DJ Malone is never going to let me forget it. I will go out and get a Jersey Devil. You know what? I'll get one this year. I will go to a physical store and buy a Jersey Devils just for you, DJ Malone. I will go and buy a New Jersey Devils jersey just for you, because you are not going to let me live this down. And I love that you won't let me live it down. I appreciate it. I applaud it. I thank you for it, making me be a man of my word. So I'm going to go out and get one this year. All right? I promise you that. Amin Morris. "Yo, Mike, did you go to Hamilton West?" Now this, I'm going to give a round of applause. This is a great question. He says, "Did you go, what the hell?" I did not attend Hamilton High West. All right? My biological father did. I've got a lot of family members who did. Did I? Absolutely not. But depending on the years that you were there, if you were in Hamilton High West from the late 80s, the mid 80s to 2010, I'm going to tell you a last name that you know. And that's my family. That is my blood. There's 2 last names I'll tell you: Upshur and Vickers. And I mean, if you know anyone with a last name of Upshur and Vickers, you know my family. And if you went to Hamilton High West out in New Jersey, you know those last names. All right? Let me know if you know them, before the end of the show. We got it. All right. Whatever happened with the drones in New Jersey? You know something, man? I heard that it was not necessarily government. The government was aware of it, and that's kind of where it was left off. All right? It wasn't aliens. It wasn't some crazy shit happening out here. It was just people flying drones, I believe, what it was. All right? So that's all I got. Delvin's here. Drop a bomb. Do you think they need to make a rule to have to learn cursive writing in school once again? This is interesting. I believe the days of signing checks are gone for the future generations. However, we do have 2 teachers in my kid's school that opt to teach cursive handwriting, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a daughter that is an artist, and when I say an artist, this girl sculpts, this girl knits, this girl sews, this girl paints, this girl draws, and when I say draws, she uses a whole bunch. I, I, we had to buy this girl a charcoal set that I thought was just a bunch of charcoal, but they all have different numbers. They're different shades of grays, and she makes the most vibrant and vivid drawings out of this. When I open the case, it just looks like black charcoal pencils, right? But they all mean something different to her. There's like 60 different tones of this gray in there. My point is, my daughter is a real artist. And I started showing her other people's art. And she kept asking, what's that in the bottom right corner? What's that in the bottom left corner? What's that on the back of it? And I told her that artists sign their work so people know that it's real. They sign their work. And at the age of 5, she asked me to teach her how to sign her name in cursive. I think it's necessary. I don't think it should be mandated, but I do think it's necessary. Checks and checkbooks are not completely out of the picture yet. While 90% of payments are digital nowadays, and in 10, 15 more years, maybe checkbooks will be completely eliminated. But in the meantime, I do think that cursive writing should be taught, but I don't think it should be mandated in schools. All right? So I get why they haven't taught it. You guys are telling me there's a lot of static. I don't hear it, so I apologize. Let me try to adjust my microphone really quick. I hope that fixes the static issues that you guys were hearing. All right. Let me see here. There you go. Those are my first cousins. They're brothers. Terrence, Timothy. They even have an older brother named Charlie. All right. Those are my cousins. I'm not going to say the last name. Because I don't want to put their personal government business out there. But Terrence and Tim are my cousins. All right. And they are first cousins. They have an older brother named Charlie. Oh, man. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, if you go out there, I guarantee you that you know some of those names, those last names, and those are that's my family right there. All right. DJ, I see you out here still active in the chat. Let me know if the static is gone now. All right. I don't know what this means. He says rewatch the episode later. I don't know what that means. All right. I don't see any more questions. If I don't see another question in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to wrap this show up at 30 minutes. I appreciate you guys. Let me just double check and make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Should we move from CMC? Gibbs has this. How much do you think the front office is involved? And before a great one start talking about. All right. I don't see that. How do you feel about Joey Bosa? I think I answered all of the questions in here. All right. No, they're better than good people. They're better than good people. They are people. So shout out to you. And thank you, bro. Thank you, man. It's a small world, man. You never know who's out there watching you. While I would love to say it's a small world, this just proves that there's somebody out there that may know who you are. So you got to be careful. There's people in your backyard. So shout out to my man, Mr. Morris. I appreciate it. Did you get a chance to watch Ali Sadiq? So we haven't watched yet. Jaron, you got to remember that that question was posed to us just last night. On Wednesdays after work, I rush home. I work from home, and then I go to my bowling league. And then immediately after my bowling league, with the show with Zach and Matt, and after that was this. So I have not had time to go out and watch. This is going to be the last question of the night. What do you think pairs best with chocolate milk? I'm going to answer this question, and I know that no one is going to agree with me. All right? DJ Malone and his food questions here. I don't drink chocolate milk often, but when I do, I want quick, the mix, right? I want the powder, not the syrup. And if I'm eating anything with it, I want pretzels. Why? I don't know. But I want pretzels and chocolate milk. All right? Now, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't do this often. But when I do get in the mood for chocolate milk, I want pretzels or a muffin. But it has to be the right flavor muffin. My favorite muffin is a banana nut muffin, but I don't want a banana nut muffin with chocolate milk. I don't even want a blueberry muffin, which is my second favorite muffin. I don't even want that with chocolate milk. Give me a good corn muffin or give me some pretzels with chocolate milk. Oh, shit. You said milk chocolate, not chocolate milk. Damn. Is that dyslexia when you read shit backwards? I thought that was just mixing up letters. All right. So what do you think? Well, fuck it. I don't care. There's this thing called there's chocolate covered pretzels in a blue bag. Is it made by Hershey's? That's still great. Milk chocolate and pretzels. That is still an A+ combination. So that's my shit. I'm still gonna rock with it. What is it called in the bag? They have something. Oh, hold on. Now I got chocolate covered pretzels. No. I think it's made by Hershey's. Man. Those things are great because they still have salt on them. What is it? What are they called? Oh no, it's hers that makes the chocolate covered pretzels in the blue bag. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Because this brown bag I don't recognize. Hershey's does make one, but it's dark chocolate, and I don't like the dark chocolate. I don't like the white chocolate. So maybe it's hers. I'm Googling this, guys, right now. All right, I know it's a blue bag, and I know it's chocolate covered pretzels. Yeah, it must be hers because that's what I'm seeing right now. Nope, there it is right there. This is it. Flips. This is what it is. Flips milk chocolate. That's the one right there. FLIPZ. That's the one. That is the one. Oh man. Best chocolate covered pretzels on the market right there. If you're a milk chocolate fan, go out there and try those flips. FLIPZ. It's a blue bag. That's the one I'm talking about. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. The only reason we started as late as we did is because I was still live with my guys from the 49ers Hive. If you're not subscribed over there, please make sure you get over there and subscribe. 49ers Hive on YouTube. All right. That's going to do it for us tonight. Prepare for glory. Anticipate pain, but always, and I mean always, okay, remain faithful. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Nothing but Niners. We nothing